Better Call Saul Season 5 continues to explore the evolution of Jimmy McGill into the infamous Saul Goodman and the consequences of his action on those around him.
The season starts off with a tense and dramatic opener, setting the tone for the rest of the season.
The show's trademark slow burn storytelling is present, but the pace feels a lot faster and more urgent as the series approaches its endgame.
The performances are once again outstanding, particularly from Bob Odenkirk, who continues to impress with his nuanced portrayal of Jimmy/Saul.
The supporting cast also shines, with characters like Kim Wexler and Mike Ehrmantraut setting the scene.
Season 5 also features some of the most visually stunning and thematically rich episodes in the show's history, particularly Bagman and Bad Choice Road.
The writing remains top-notch, with complex character arcs and moral dilemmas that keep the audience engaged and interested.
Overall, Better Call Saul Season 5 is another excellent addition to the series, raising the stakes and setting the stage for a thrilling and bittersweet final season. Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're coming out with the Better Call Saul Season 5 review. Like always, this video is going to contain spoilers, and let's get straight into it.
So far, we keep saying it, but every season has been better and better, and we love the season like so much because we see that Saul Goodman is just full form. He's being his goofy self, but he still has enough of Jimmy McGill.
Yeah.
It's so in him. So I would say this is like probably my favorite version of the character ever.
No, I would have to agree. And like you were saying, I think the show gets better and better every season. I legitimately think every season has improved upon the season before. And this season is no different.
So just to like talk about some specifics, the season starts with Saul, trying to get his name out there, trying to get clients, and so man, he does is like he starts offering like a discount on all of his like trials and stuff like that. But then it gets to the point that it's like too many people, so it's a bit of a run. But he loves it, he's because he actually does like being a lawyer at the end of the day. He wants to do it his own way, but he loves doing it. He enjoys finessing. He just enjoys getting his clients the best deal. So he's out there doing his antics, and it's super funny. And you kind of see that he's talented. He actually knows what he's doing. He's able to get people like the best deals possible. If you were to say like this, just doing small things, you would have been fine. But when you're dealing with criminals, like you're eventually gonna get bit in the butt, and that's what happens to him.
It's funny because like he's legitimately a good lawyer. Like, say whatever you want, he does it his way. The thing is that he combines like the way that he was raised, like being like kind of like sneaky stuff like that, like being able to like finesse people and stuff. He combines that with being a lawyer. And at the end of the day, like lawyers are bad people. You know what I'm saying? Like they try to, They try to get, they just try to get the best deal for the clients, and I think that makes him really good. But someone that is an even better lawyer is Kim, and we see this a lot. Like for example, in the end of the episode with Lalo, she's able to like finesse an insane story. Like Lalo knows that Jimmy that something happened with the whole like trip there, and so she's able to like get him to like leave and stuff. So that was like just shows you how smart she is.
All right, so like I was saying, Jimmy gets entangled with the cartel. Nashville calls him out because Domingo, Crazy A from Breaking Bad, gets arrested, and it's just kind of cool seeing those characters being involved in the story. Characters that we saw at the beginning of when we first started watching Breaking Bad. So yeah, he calls up Jimmy, and it's funny how an actor from all the way season 1, because season 1 is when Nacho and Jimmy met, but it didn't speak all the way on season 5, and because of that, it's how Jimmy got introduced to Lalo. Mm-hmm. That's pretty crazy. That's something good about the show, how it always connects back to it. And seeing those scenes of Jimmy being kind of like super nervous and intimidated by those characters, it's funny because we see Jimmy usually super confident and all that, but in this situation, he's dealing with people that are like criminals that go kill him at any moment. So it's a bit nervous, but he's one of those people that under pressure is still able to say the right things to get out of it. So then we get the amazing scenes that it leads to Saul representing Lalo and helping out to get Domingo out of jail. And then in all of that, just a quick comment, we do get to see the return of Hank and Steve Bones.
That was a great Easter egg. Something that I love about this show and just the Breaking Bad universe in general, so they're able to weave in characters from both shows, but they make it look so organic and natural. Yeah, one of the other standout episodes for me was Bagman. Seeing Jimmy and Mike. We never really noticed this with Mike, I feel like, in Breaking Bad, but he's like legitimately a good person. We see that with Nacho, like he wants to help out Nacho. He wants to help out Saul, like etc. Like, and even with Werner in the previous season, we get to see Mike legitimately care about people,
Yeah, and talking a bit more about Mike, he starts off the season just a bad spot. After killing his friend, he's like upset at himself, and he goes back to drinking. He even snaps at his daughter No, no, not that.
Granddaughter.
Granddaughter, yeah. So it seems Nabat is a granddaughter, the person in the world that he cares about the most, and that's just tough to see because you kind of you kind of realize how bad of a spot this man is in, and it's because
Oh, we didn't put the TV.
so we see Mike's Nabat's granddaughter, the person in the world that he cares about the most. So you kind of realize how bad of a spot he's really in, and then he just starts picking fights and he gets himself like almost killed, and then we see Gus pull up and be like, bro, like he helps him out, but you always know like Gus has a plan. Like, I would say that Gus cares a little bit about Mike, but he also views him more as just like an asset to.
Yeah, I think that's really it. I think with him, I think ever since his, well, I guess I think it's confirmed that it's his boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's pretty much confirmed Max. Yeah.
As soon as that happened, like he lost basically like the person that he loves. So for him, he treats everyone as an asset. Look at what happened with Nacho. Nacho was super helpful. He did everything that Gus said, and then Gus does not care at all about Nacho. And then even with Mike, like. He knows that Mike is super useful. Mike can do a bunch of different things, and he just sees that as an asset. So he's like, you know what? Like I'm gonna keep it around.
Because Mike's shaken up because he had to kill somebody that wasn't like a criminal at all. Because Mike is always up to his phone, just killed people that are in the game, so he always make that excuse. But Werner just got caught in like a bad situation, and he actually cared about him and had to kill him. And then Gus gives him like a speech. I don't know, I remember exactly what he said, but he told him something about revenge. So Mike understands that because it killed those cops that killed his son. And then later on, afterwards, he officially starts working for Gus, and then he tells his son's wife, like, I gotta work with the cards that have been dealt. And I think in that moment, that's when he like said, his moral code of not wanting to kill people just dipped, and he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna work for Gus. It gets me money. I don't care what I have to do. I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of becomes like Gus's right hand man, just following his orders no matter what.
I think with this season, we noticed both with the character of Jimmy, we also noticed with Nacho and with Mike, that they have to do, they're in the game and there's no way of leaving it. Whether they chose to be in it, whether they got in it accidentally, they're in it now and they can't leave it. I mean, Nacho even said it, like once you're in the game, you're in it.
All right, so one of the most standout episodes for me was when, because Kimmy had asked Jimmy to help her.
You said Kimmy again.
Kimmy had asked Jimmy to help her kind of get out of mental ability because there was this whole story with this guy that they were trying to take him out of his house, and that was actually dragged out a lot. I didn't have that much of a problem with it, but it was just funny that it was like 5 episodes dealing with this guy.
Yeah,
and that's why some people think that this season is kind of like way better towards the second half, which it is because it gets a lot.
Yeah, I never really thought about it because I mean, you usually like have the ending like stuck in your mind more, but yeah, I guess that did get dragged down a little bit long.
Yeah, the reason that I don't have a problem with it is just because I just enjoy the character so much, no matter the situation. I'm more of like a character-driven person when it comes to shows, so I was still engaged, but I could see how somebody that's looking for more exciting storylines, I could get like a little bit bogged down by that beginning.
I mean, with it, we saw a lot of funny things with Saul, like him being a lawyer, him doing a bunch of different schemes to elongate the whole thing. That was kind of funny too.
Yeah, you learn more about Kim, I think it has gotten to a point for her that she has already gotten so much success and she has already proved herself as a lawyer that she doesn't need to continue doing it because now she wants to do what she actually enjoys. But then it kind of leads to this thing that that Kim tells Jimmy like, oh, you know, let's not do it. I want to stay professional and actually do my job. But Jimmy does that anyways. He pulls up and he just causes like this humongous scene. It's just crazy. He just dunks on everybody in that room. And then Kim gets mad at him and she's like, oh, you lied to me, you know, like, because for Kim, she knows how Jimmy is, but she always kind of thought like, oh, I'm the person that he would never do that to. So when he did it, she felt kind of betrayed. And then it's funny how that leads to them getting married.
Yeah.
So he could like tell her things about how to be forced to sit in court and all of that. So I mean, but it was just cool to see them like committing to each other because they kind of both know that there's like problems in their relationship, that there's like a kind of a rift on the way they see the world, but they're kind of like ignoring it just because they love being with each other.
Yeah, no, I think we really got to see their relationship grow, and they're really cute together at the end of the day, and I really like their relationship. Like, I think they're a super couple now. I mean, they're literally married, and I think, to be honest, they're okay with being married. Like, yeah, they say that it was because of the court thing and stuff, but I think they're super down to be married anyways, and I just love seeing their relationship grow like that. The last point that we want to bring up is Lalo. He's basically the main villain basically in the show at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Gus isn't really a villain.
Yeah, no,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, Lalo, we see how dangerous he is. He's always one step ahead of everybody. He always knows what's going on. And I love his personality. I think everybody likes his personality. He's like fun, but you can tell that he's dangerous. We talked a little bit about that in the previous season. review. But I just love Lalo, and we got to explore him even more in this season.
Yeah, and then you kind of see Lalo as the only man that Gus is like genuinely afraid of.
And he wants to kill him. Like, he just hates him, bro.
Yeah, like with other people, Gus has always been like in control, but with Lalo, he doesn't feel like he needs to take him out, because if not, he's not gonna be able to do what.
Because even Hector,
he needs to do.
for example.
Nah, Hector, he was kind of like, but yeah, he wasn't really afraid of Hector. He knew that he had the upper hand on him at all times. But with Lalo, it was just like this man ordered a whole hit on Lalo.
Yeah, literally.
And it's crazy because Lalo was able to survive, and that was just one of the most epic scenes of like any or both shows. That was cool.
I feel that's a little bit unrealistic though. Like they're the best killers in the world. Gus said.
The thing is that like it's unrealistic, but the way that it happened, it could happen. Just kind of because he noticed them in time and everything. And what I would say is like he knows that house like the back of his hand. So
and he had like a little escape room and stuff. And like what I'm always saying, he's always one step ahead. Like he knows, like he's probably used to like he knows that this might happen one day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it just shows how skilled he is. You know, he's a killer. He's crazy. He's the number one Salamanca out there. The season ends with obviously Lalo surviving, but everybody else thinks that he's dead. Yeah. So now Lalo's coming back to revenge for Gus. And it's cool. She's a little comment how even though we know what's gonna happen towards the end, they're still able to keep you engaged, because you can assume that Lalo's eventually gonna lose, because we don't see him in Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Same
with like how we know that Jimmy and Kim are eventually gonna like something's gonna happen to him, but you still care enough. You're still engaged into the relationship and all that. So that's pretty much it. So, one of the best seasons of the show so far.
Yeah, I think the best one right now. I think it gets better every single time. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, click that post notification bell, and give us your thoughts on this season. Thank you. Peace out.